הקדוש, בוקר טוב, בן איש חי פרשת מטות, ונקרב את קורבן השם איש אשר מצא כלי זהב וצדה וצמיד. So they're going to bring to the קורבן השם anybody that they found, whether it's going to be כלי זהב, צדה וצמיד. נראה לי בסייעתא דשמיא, it appears to me with heavenly help. הטעם שהביאו תרומה להשם, מחמשת מיני תכשיטים של זהב. Why is it that they brought the תרומה to Hashem from the 5 different ornaments of gold? כי כיוונו בזה בתיקון ומיתוק 5 גבורות. Because they wanted to come and they wanted to sweeten 5 different justices. אשר בניין המלכות, which the construction of the kingdom, she saw the ה' האחרונה, which is the last ה' of י' כ' ו', כשמספרה 5, which is 5, הוא על ידי 5 גבורות, which is through 5 justices. ידוע and it's known, כי הזהב רומז לגבורה. Gold is גבורה. ומטעם זה כתבו המקובלים, and that's why the מקובלים come and they say, המלכות נקראת כ"ה, right? What does that mean that it's called כ"ה? כי בניינה על ידי 5 גבורות, because the building of it is through 5 גבורות, שכל אחד כולו מ5, but each one is going to be made from 5, הרי הם כ"ה, because if you do 5 times 5, it's going to be 25. ולכן, and therefore, סיימו בדבריהם, therefore they finished off by saying, לכפר נשותינו, that it's going to be a כפרה for their נשמות, והנפש מיסוד המלכות כנודע. וזה יובא מסייעתא דשמיא הטעם דאמרו לז"ל. Therefore they come and they explain the reason which is brought down on לז"ל. כל ברכה שאין בה שם מלכות אינה ברכה שלמה. If you do not have a ברכה that has שם מלכות, remember שם is, right, המונאי, right, י' כ' ו' כ'. מלכות is אלוקינו מלך העולם, right, that is the concept of, right, מלך העולם, that הקדוש ברוך הוא is the king of the world. So any ברכה that does not have שם מלכות is not a ברכה שלמה. לכך תקנו אנשי כנסת גדולה ברכות ברכה, that's why they actually institute to say ברוך אתה שלום כמלך העולם. כי ידוע הברכות עם תיקון המלכות שנקרא כנסת ישראל, because the ברכות were instituted as a תיקון for the מלכות, which is called כנסת ישראל, ויסוד כ"ה, and that's the secret of כ"ה, כאמור. לכן, לכך תקנו בכל ברכה, that's why they say ברוך אתה שלום כמלך העולם, שיש בתיבת אלו כ"ה אותיות, because every single time that you say ברוך אתה שלום כמלך העולם, there's 25 letters, right? That's what we just said, to do with the 25 of the תיקון. ואמרתם סייעתא דשמיא, so I said סייעתא דשמיא, רמז לזה, מה שאמר הפסוק, that's the explanation when we say, יודוך השם כל מעשיך, חסדיך יברכוך. What does that mean? חלק התיבה לשתיים, right? When you're going to come and you're going to say יברכוך, you have to actually divide the word into 2, split it up into 2. יברכו, כ"ה. What does that mean? יודוך השם כל מעשיך וחסידיך, יברכו, כ"ה. They will bless the 25. What does it mean? Because ברכה שלמה, בשם מלכות, has כ"ה אותיות. גם תקנו כ"ה אותיות בנוסח הברכה בשם מלכות כבניין חיבה, right? It's also the concept of חיבה, appreciation, cherish, לרמוז, to hint to us שצריך אדם לברך באהבה וחיבה. You have to come and you have to bless הקדוש ברוך הוא with love, with cherishes, with appreciation, כדי שברכתו תעשה פירות, לגרום הייחודים הזה בגבול למעלה. In order that the ברכה should actually make fruits, right? And cause, right, the connections up above. לכן צריך אדם להיזהר היטב בכל הברכות, כולן לצורך person to be very careful בברכות, ולא בברכת הנהנים, especially when we're talking about ברכת הנהנים, right? לברכם במתון, בכוונה ובשמחה ובחיבה, to bless them with patience, with concentration, with joy, with חיבה, שעל ידי, כן, כך, because of this, יעשה בירור שלם מברכתו ממאכל ומשקה, it's going to become a בירור from, they're going to come and they're going to make a good, I don't know how you want to call this exactly, but you're going to separate, for right, the shalem from the bracha, from the food, from the mashke. And therefore it's going to awaken the fixing up, right, the remedy in the yichul lemala umosif koach ha'ara, right, b'midat ha'malchut besod tenu Oziel lokim. So now you have to already make the berakat hane'anin, right, ba'ava v'chiba, kamur is just so to explain. Therefore there's a mitzvah levarech al ha'chashuv yoter. So therefore there's a mitzvah to first make a beracha on something which is the most important. And therefore you're going to do that on all the other fruits. שיהיה פוטר בברכה שאר הפירות שלפנינו, ושלפניו, וחל הברכה של זה, על כולם ועושה על ידי כך, בירור מכולם באוכלו אותם. That's why it's going to come, and it's going to come, and it's going to make the birur on everything that you're eating. It says the הלכה א' מבן איש חיים, היו לפניו מיני פירות, ויש מהם פירות משבעת המינים שנשתבחה בהם ארץ ישראל. So imagine right now you have a whole bunch of different fruits. Now you have fruits which Eretz Yisrael was nishtabcha. Remember that there's 5 perot, right, which Bnei Israel are going to be mishtabeach b'hem. Okay, so it says over here, right, those ones come before other fruits, right? Al shar perot hainu. Right, velo od, and not only that, אלא גם בפירות שנשתבחה בהם ארץ ישראל עצמן, even in the fruits which Eretz Yisrael were actually also, right, praise with them. Yesh kedima ze al ze. There's also dinei kedima. That means there's only dinei kedima on fruits of Eretz Yisrael to not fruits of Eretz Yisrael. Even within the fruits of Eretz Yisrael, you also have dinei kedima. Kafi seder shetzidram. Kedima, that it comes first, priority, that it comes first, right? Preference, right? That he says here, shetzidram haktuv b'pasuk, Eretz chita usora v'geven tunah v'dimon, Eretz shemen udvash. So therefore, here you have chamisha mine perot, right? 5 different types of perot. Yeah, kidvash is tamarim. Right there, we're not talking about dvash of bumblebees. Yeah, we're talking about dvash tamarim. Tamarim, it comes from dates. So these are the 5 which are praised in Eretz Yisrael, right? Anavim. So we're talking about grapes, whether we're talking about dry or moist. Kodmim letenim, they come before figs. The koshken lemnim and koshken, they come before pomegranates. The chem tenim, the figs come before pomegranates. But the tmanim come before the grapes. Tmanim or the dates come before the dates. Bimdesha tmanim niskeru shniim le'eretz batra, because they were mentioned to the second one, to the eretz batra. Okay, va'anavim was only shlishim le'eretz kama. The anavim are only the third one for the eretz kama, which means like this. Take the pasuk again. You have eretz, chita usora vegefen utena v'rimon, eretz, zet shemen udvash. So you paid attention. There's 2 times eretz. 2 times eretz. Now, in the first eretz, you had chita v'seora vegefen. So you have chita v'seora, and you have gefen, tena v'rimon, right? And then it says eretz zet shemen udvash. So now 1 second. So he says like this. If you pay attention, what happens is that it says over here, hazayit comes before tmarim. Why does zayit come before tmarim? Because and also before even anavim, because the zayit is rishon le'eretz batra. Meaning like this. You have eretz chita usora. So the chita usora are first. Why? Because they are the first for eretz kama. Once you get to gefen is shlishi to eretz kama. The zayit is the rishon to eretz batra. Right? That means it's the first one right after the second eretz. So because of that, the zayit, right? That's what he's saying over here. The zayit comes before, right, the gefen, which is the anavim, right? Because the zayit is rishon le'eretz batra, and the anavim is going to be shlishi le'eretz kama. Aval eno kodem liyain, but it's not going to be kodem liyain. Afagav shu rishon le'eretz batra. That means basically only to do with wine is wine a higher level than the zaitin. The gam birkato mevureret. It's also a more powerful beracha, but you don't make bir gefen el al yain. The whole beracha kva al min prate. Right? Yesh ba shavach lakadosh baruch hu yoter. Shnei mezeh shkachoto yibarach berato. What does that mean? So basically like this. I don't know if you remember on the night on the I don't know the first one and the second one. The first eretz and the second eretz. 1 second. So he comes here and he says like this. If you remember, we mentioned on the night of Tu B'Shvat, right? If a person wants to make a gefen will come before the zayit. But if a person is going to take grapes did not come before the zayit. The zayit comes before the gefen. That's actually the halachot of what we're talking. Some people say, right? What happens if you have a fruit, right? An apple. You have an apple, and you like apples more than dates, pomegranates, olives, grapes. Yeah, you like it more. So therefore, some people will say, Magdimo afilu min shiva. It comes first. Why? Chaviv. Right? Chaviv, you're precious. Miu satam maran, shekibalno orota, but maran was satam, right? Enoken. That it's not like that. So our minhag is to do like maran. Yeah? Now here it says, right, look at the ha'ara above, Shadam maran shulchan aruch, that davka b'choten shavot magdim min shiva. That only if they have the same beracha. But if the beracha is not the same, so then, right, there's a sheet say yagdim. Right? So for example, let's say you have anything of adama, a pineapple. Yeah? You want to come and you want to have a strawberry. So if you have a strawberry, right, pineapple, anything which is going to be adama, so now you would actually come and you would actually do that one first, right? Why? Because the birkotehem enen shavot. So whichever one you could do beforehand. But if the birkotehem shavot, that's when Davka Maran came and he said they're going to be magdim min shiva. When Mikom Makom says em min shiva kodem l'shara perot ki machar shenigmar priyo. But when is min shiva before anything else? Only when it's nigmar pri. Al ken zechtik vushim shem ktanim bioter. What happens if you have these olives? They're very, very small. You could tell that they weren't finished. You don't call me. That means it's only called me when it's actually the real fruit, right? It's already ripe, it's already mature. But if it's going to be, because if it's going to be such a small tree, it's not full. You don't be magdim it. You should always take the best fruit. What is halacha gimel? Right, the nicest fruit, the cleanest fruit, because JELI v'amvel. You're going to first do borei pri ha'etz and borei pri adama. So now here it says the Rav, right? In the footnote it says over here. The Rav says, "Aminadin, you should make borei pri adama. You could make borei pri adama beforehand, even if it's not chaviv, and even if borei pri ha'etz is from shivat aminim, because ending kedimah is shivat aminim only when they have the same bracha. Nevertheless, it's still proper to come and to make the bracha borei pri ha'etz in front of the borei pri adama, unless the pri adama is going to be chaviv. So that means basically here the Ben Ish Chai was telling you do ha'etz before adama. The Kitzur Shulchan Aruch of the Yaakov Yosef is saying in the Chazon Ovadia they come and say no. Really, Bemet, if you want, you could do Adama before, especially if it's going to be, chaviv or things like that. But if not, then it is proper to still do ha'etz before ha'adama. So now, according to the Ben Ish Chai, though, just like you do borei pri ha'etz before adama, you do adama before shakol. Why? Because each one is a better blessing. Only if you have sugar that comes from the sugar canes, which is the etz, you're going to make shakol misafek the pluto Berachot. And then you have pri etz v'dai. Then you make the shakol on the sukkah called pri etz, right? Right? The Shabbat הקודם משם הרב אל ירבה. Right? Basically, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get out of the machloket. So therefore, if you're going to try to get out of the machloket, you make the shakol on the sugar, right, which is coming from the kaneh, which is coming from the sugar cane, which maybe you could make ha'etz on it. So if I'm going to make ha'etz now on something else, maybe I was already using the sugar, right, which is coming from the sugar cane. So because of that, you're first going to make the shakol on the sugar cane to get out of the safek plukta in the Berachot, and then you would come and you would make the ha'etz. But if you're going to have sugar which is coming from the ground, shekorin with shekol, it's a selik, right? Okay, lo yikadmenu al pri ha'etz. You're not going to do it before pri ha'etz. Kadmenu al pri adama, but you should do it before pri adama. Mishum safek brachot tanizkar, because of safek brachot, which is already mentioned. Im yesh lefanav min mitika shekorin mansama. So he comes and he says, what happens if you have, right, different types of mitika? Here it says a mamtaka asui mital, right, shalale etzim. So it's made out of like the dew, which is on top of the woods, on top of the woods and everything, on the trees and everything, on the leaves of the trees. So he says shu mital hashamayim. Hinez bichato shakol minadin. Lamishum savek. Here it's minadin, it's shakol. Lechen kemein, or right, we're talking about any types of mushrooms and things like that. Kemein pitriot v'chayotze b'zeh shebichatam also shakol minadin. Yivarech alehem achar etz odama. So first you're going to make borei pri ha'etz or pri adama, and then afterwards you're going to come and you're going to make the shehakol. Halakha Dalet says, one second. No. Here, whenever we're talking about dinei kedima, it's like they're both in front of you and you want to eat both of them. If both of them are not in front of you, and we don't have to tell you wait. Means that you're going to bring it. Right? You make a bracha, whatever's in front of you. Even both of them are in front of you. You don't want to eat both of them. You only want to eat one. You only make the bracha on the one that you want to eat from. Hey, אפילו עם פרי של 5 המינים, this is the last one, yeah? אפילו עם פרי של 5 המינים שהם ממין 7, הוא חצי פרי. Even if the pri of the 5 המינים is going to be, which is remember, 5 המינים we're talking about Eretz Yisrael, is a ממין 7 from which is a חצי פרי, and the other perot ha'ilana are going to be shalem, yakdim min 7. So it comes out that Eretz Yisrael comes before shalem. Remember, shalem means a full fruit, and Eretz Yisrael is Eretz Yisrael. So the fruits of Eretz Yisrael come before shalem. אבל אם שניהם min 7, but if they're both 7, or both of them are not meaning shiva, you always go for shalem first, right? You always try to get for shalem. Yes, the same halacha would apply the opposite way around. Now we're talking about pri adama, pri ha'etz. Even if pri adama is going to be shalem and pri ha'etz is going to be chetzi, you still do pri ha'etz, right? Just like you do Eretz Yisrael above the other one, so too you do ha'etz before adama. The same thing inside of adama atzman, you always go for the shalem. Why do you have to do ברכה ושלם? היינו שיהיה שלם בעת הברכה, it should be שלם during the time of the ברכה. אבל אחר שבירך עליו, But after you made the bracha, don't put it to mamash in your mouth like that. Even one kidney. Some people are going to say, it's chashuv, and then you're going to have to make a bracha acharona. A lot of people argue on this, and this is nevertheless, why are you going to eat something which is shalem and you make a bracha when it's already shalem, but then don't put the entire thing in your mouth. Put a little bit in your mouth. You eat a little bit, and then you eat the rest of it. But don't cut it after the bracha. But then you're making a sek between the bracha and achila. You do exactly like we wrote. You put it in your mouth. Don't put the entire thing in the part of it, but rather you cut it with your teeth. And then you're going to eat a little bit, and then you come and you continue eating afterwards. This is all going to be on everything, whether it's talking about perot of shivat aminim, shebechatan achron ben shalosh, whether we're talking about pirot hailan, shebechatan achron ben nefashot, vaynu latamim l'rabba verech hashulchan, v'chayadam u'shar achronim. B'chol zeh ta'azara she'izarnu b'davar zeh, shelo yochal pri shalem b'yato. Everything that we just mentioned, that you shouldn't eat the full fruit. Haynu im eno ochel mimenu shiur shebracha achrona. That's only if you're not going to eat a bracha achrona. But if you're going to eat a bracha achrona, yochal shalem. Eat the entire thing shalem anyway. Why? Ki b'lavach yochel shebet. You're going to make a bracha achrona anyway. If you're going to eat perot b'toch ha'seudah, that afterwards you're going to make birkat hamazon. You should eat it shalem. Why not? You're going to eat only one of them. You should know. You're going to find small different grapes, right, which are like the red grapes. So here it says simukim. They're like, like raisins without chatzinim, without the pits and everything. You can't do it. They're so small. You're not going to eat bracha achrona. Right? Don't even take away your hand from it. Don't eat a little bit. But then you got into machlok, and then you so you have to be very careful. Okay? Anything which grows from the ground, you're going to make shakol. Whether we're talking about the meat, fish, eggs, milk, and cheese, and also I'm going to be anything which comes from fruit trees which are not planted by human beings, you're going to make speed the dabra. Also something which is going to be also you're going to make so he says appropriate. It says right? That they hold it to be shakol. Okay, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of other halachot. We'll continue with Hashem another time.